Hi guys, it's Joe Tommaso from the 15 Minutes With podcast. Our show is geared toward helping to keep not only teens but people in general out of our jails and prisons. Our show is unique in the fact that we use real inmates throughout the country and they explain not only about the cases that caused their incarceration, but why it's so important for people to stay out of prison and remain free. Speaking of free, have you heard about the newest and best way to put your podcast out there for the world to hear? Let me tell you about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to produce and distribute your ideas, your podcast, and the best part, it's free. There's even a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you so people can hear it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other listening platforms. You can even make money from your podcast, and there are no minimal amount of listeners required. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get started. Hey everybody, and welcome to 15 Minutes With. My name is Joe Tommaso. So how's everybody doing today? I'm really glad you guys have tuned in and are listening to my show. As you all know, 15 Minutes With goes into jails and prisons across the country in an effort to keep people from winding up on the inside. We do this by interviewing guys and ladies currently serving time. We find out about them and the crimes that put them on the inside, as well as life behind prison walls. If you like this podcast, click subscribe. If you'd like to help keep this show going and would like to see it get better, you can donate to paypal.me/Joe Tommaso. That's paypal.me/JoeTomaso. If you have any comments or you'd like to see us interview a specific person, you can email us at insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. That's insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Or you can snail mail us at P.O. Box 162, West Haven, Connecticut 06516. Again, that P.O. Box is P.O. Box 162, West Haven, Connecticut 06516. This next interview is with a gentleman named Darrick Hernandez. Darrick is currently serving 26 years to life in the California Department of Correction for a murder he committed at age 14. At age 15, he was sentenced to begin his sentence at an adult facility. Darrick's now 29 and he's basically grown up inside a prison. This interview was pretty interesting. So without further ado, let's start this episode of 15 Minutes With. First, I need you to give me your name and then tell me where you're housed at.
Okay, my name is Darrick Hernandez, and you spelled it's Darrick with the A, so it's Darrick, and you should be able to know how to spell Hernandez.
Okay, and you're at R.J. Donovan, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then I just need to know what your charges and your time.
Okay, I got a first-degree murder.
Okay.
And I got a complete sentence of 26 to life.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, what happened in the case?
Okay, well, I got busted when I was 15 years old.
When you were 15, right?
My crime, huh?
When you were 15?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, my crime predominantly had to do with me and the person they call my co-defendant. My thing is, I was a child, he was an adult, and so for me, a lot of my issues stemmed from, like bad living situations. So, like me, I'm like not a gang member per se.
Right.
I'm a punk rocker. Like I don't know if you know what a punk rocker is, but basically that was me. And so, the way my outlook on life was at the time, because of like my living circumstances, I feel like I was pretty much alone. So I didn't really, even my family, like I was alienated from them. And so I didn't really, I didn't really have a good upbringing. I had like a real sour taste in my mouth towards like my parents and towards everybody. And at that time I was engaged in, worshiping the devil, satanic worship. My whole outlook on life was completely flipped on its upside down. Right. I'm actually charged with first-degree murder of basically what they at first tried to say, killing my parents, but I only killed my mother, allegedly, according to the.
What I wanted to ask you is, what's your advice to like kids, especially you went into the system as young as you did. So what's your advice to kids as far as getting into trouble, hanging around with the wrong people, all that?
Okay. It's not so simply. Because I know that kids, like especially nowadays, with because I study like sociology, I study a lot of psychology, a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like the social climate, as far as America, at least as far as California is concerned. I mean, other states as well. For kids, it's not really a safe environment for kids to grow up healthy and happy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult for them. It's for them. It's not just a choice like like we would make as adults and just go, oh, okay, yeah, I can do this. Some kids, they have a lot of conflict within themselves and they don't make the right decisions
right
on their environment. So I know that they have it, but the only thing I can probably say is they don't want to come here. This is not the place to be. It's not the place for anybody to be. But unfortunately, people choose to come here. Through whatever, through devices or some form of weakness, we're not strong enough to deal with or cope with situations that we deal with. But life, things that we feel are dead, like raw deals, so to speak. But life is, it can always be better. Whatever you're going through, you can work your way through. There's opportunities in this world, and they should take advantage of those. Try to be more positive. It's hard. Like I'm not the most positive person. I'm still, doing this, change every day.
Right.
It just nothing happens in a day, and just try to strive for have your dreams and chase your dreams, and even if you have to put it on the back burner, but never forget about it, and work towards that. Whether you got to work a job or something, because the only person that's going to make your dreams happen is you, the individual. So that's all I can say, man. And when you focus on your dreams, bad things don't happen.
Okay, so if you saw yourself before, what happened with your case happened, what would you tell yourself back then? Would you say?
I would honestly tell myself what I'm telling you right now, because I'm really it's not like an egotistical thing, but these are things I had to, because it's difficult coming in at a young age and having to grow up, with like other kids that probably had it better or worse in some instances. Like I went to the YA Youth Authority first, then I went to adult prison. And then you come in here with a lot of these like seasoned veterans and dudes that have been doing time for like the 60s and 70s, and they got this crazy ass criminal code of conduct. And you just want to respect, because the way I've always felt, I was at a certain point, I didn't ever think I would get out, but I have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain point, I start feeling like this was my home, and that I'm just passing through. So it's difficult for people to grow up in here. So for me, I'm really speaking that because I have to remind myself every day, it's been worse, it can always be worse. You've got to strive for better. And for, everything I told you, when we talk about speaking to the kids, I was one of them kids. I still am in a lot of senses. So that kid that felt like, no one was there for him or cared about him, to where he was lashing out, or to where he felt like he needed to get attention, or he just had this deliberate indifference, because a lot of kids are forced to grow fast, and in order to not be hurt, they try to, just block it out with drugs or doing violence. So, to answer that question, you can answer that question with the question before this one.
Okay. My question to you is, like we were talking about, the drugs and all that, and growing up in jail. How long have you actually been, locked down right now?
Oh, okay. I'm 29. I'm 29 years old. I've been down, I think it'll be, 14 in January? 14.
So you've been locked down almost half your adult life.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So you've been locked up almost half of your life.
Correct.
Okay. And this is going in at a young age, and, like you said, you get in there with the seasoned veterans. How does that, you have a positive outlook on life now for the most part. With that said, when's the next time you're going in for parole?
Okay, so there's a lot of change going on in the laws in California.
Okay.
Especially those, centered towards like juvenile offenders. And there's a lot of different things going in my favor. Like at the moment, I'll have a board coming up in 2024.
Okay.
So, that's one thing. I'm also waiting on word back from the court. I'll probably hear some word back by January. I'm eligible for a resentencing hearing. A couple people I actually came in, like youth authority with, or like when I first got into prison, some of them where we came in real young, they were already going back to court, and some of them are getting out, some of them are getting time knocked off.
That's what Jesse was talking to me about, the youth authority. They've been changing in the law because they would treat youths 15 years old, like you're a 30-year-old man, and that's just not right. I mean, when you're a kid, you're not thinking like an adult would think.
Yeah, correct.
Here's my thing. I knew you were calling. Some of the things that Jesse and I had talked about were you're involved in a lot of programs up there now, and he said you were really positive, which you sound really positive to me. Tell me some of the ways that you've changed since back then and now, other than getting older and wiser.
Okay. Well, for my sake, I guess we can call it wisdom, but I'm not sure if we can call it that. But it's a lot of like I've done a lot of programs in here. I've completed 9 different vocational classes. I'm certified to do a lot of electrical work, carpentry, a lot of different things. So that's something I never thought I'd be even interested in. And then of course, right now I'm involved in. I just started, I'll say it like this. I just started kind of getting back into the Bible, so I've been going to church. Something I'm not, I won't call myself a Christian, but it's something that I'm doing. I'm reading the Bible and trying to do something positive. I've also been engaged in a couple of different self-help classes, like as far as remorse and insight. I've got some gang awareness classes under my belt. Like I've been doing things since I've been in here. I haven't just been stagnant or idle with my time.
Right, so you're doing things to make yourself a better person.
Oh, correct. And it's like, it's not something that is, I won't say it's forced for me, because you can't, I'm going to keep it, even now, you can't force me to do anything I don't want to do. Not to make myself look good for anybody. Like, I don't care about that.
Right.
It happened gradually. I started gravitating, towards wanting to go with these classes and being around more positive people that are trying to get out, to get back to their families, society, and be a member of the community and their society, So that's what I want to do.
Sounds like you're on the right path, and it sounds like you have your head together now. I got to tell you, I've noticed the people that are around Jesse are actually...
And your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I noticed the people that are around Jesse are actually, gravitating toward doing the right thing. And, like yourself, you're changing, you're evolving. You're going to the board in 2024, but right now there's still a possibility that if this, this youth thing goes through, you're going to be able to get a release. So, or at least sooner.
Correct.
And you've actually gone into a lot of the programs that the California Department of Corrections has. Let me ask you, you went in at an early age. When you went in there, some of the things that you saw at an early age going into the institutions, were you always at Donovan, or were you someplace before Donovan?
Oh no, I've been in a lot of different youth authorities, and in a lot of different adult prisons as well. Like I never seen California until I came to jail. Literally, like I've been all the way up to like Jackson, Lodi, Ione, where I think they got Mill Creek. I've been all the way down there. I've been in LA. It's like different CMC. I've been like all up and down the coast, in the desert, everything.
So tell me some of the things early on when you were young, when you were younger and you went in, because now you've experienced, stuff for a while, but early on when you first went in and you started seeing things happening around you, what went through your head back then?
To be honest, it's like, some of the stuff, like, okay, when you come in and you see people fighting, or you might see a guy get stabbed, I've seen stuff like that on the streets. It's like, okay, the guy got stabbed, in prison, okay, I've seen that happen on the streets, but come in,
You have 60 seconds remaining.
People are trying to manipulate each other. I'll be quick. And, you see riots, and a lot of people get fucked up. It's kind of crazy coming in, at 15, and then you come to the adult side, you see the same shit, but worse. You're like, oh, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying. At a younger age, coming in there and seeing that, it had to be a shock. Darrick, I really appreciate you giving me the call. If you can call back, Jesse will have you call back, at some point. That'll be great, because I'd like to be prepared, for you a little bit better, and then we can go over a lot more things. Okay.
Well, I just try to get on as long as, I'll try to get on probably tomorrow at night, if that's cool too.
Okay, that'll work. And then tomorrow night I'll have everything, set up and ready to go for you.
Okay, brother. Thanks.
All right, thank you, man.
You have a good one.
Good, thanks, brother. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to 15 Minutes With. I hope you've enjoyed this edition.
If you have enjoyed this edition of 15 Minutes With, please hit the like and the subscribe button. You can also help me keep this show going and watch it get better by donating to paypal.me/Joe Tomaso. That address again is paypal.me/JoeTomaso. 15 Minutes With is constantly looking for new content to upload and new people to interview. If you would like to share your story, or if there's someone you would like to see us interview, please email us at insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. That email address again is insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Last but not least, again, if you like to support this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Until next time, we'll be seeing you